Hello and welcome back to that Eurovision site. We're continuing with our interviews for the Luxembourg Song Contest, and this time we're joined by Laura Thorn. Laura, hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing super well, and you?
I'm doing well as well. But we'll start as all stories begin with the beginning. How did you first get into music, and how did you end up here in the Luxembourg Song Contest?
So I've started when I was really, really young. I think I was like 8 years old when I started to get into music. At first, I was more into classical music, so I started with musical theory, classical piano. I also played the cello. And when I had to choose what to do for my studies, I obviously wanted to do music, but I was still very much into classical music. And then I came to visit the school that I wanted to go to, and there was a big sign saying chant pop, so pop singing. And I was really intrigued, and I was like, okay, I want to hear what that guy is going to tell. And I wanted to go to that class immediately, although I never took any singing lessons or anything. But I don't know, it was just a feeling at that moment that I absolutely wanted to enter that class. So yeah, I did the exams and I passed. Yeah, now I have a master's degree in modern singing, which is really rare, I think. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
And how different do you think your life would be if you didn't see that sign for that class and just stayed down the route you were on before?
Well, I think I'd be less happy because I found the thing that I'm made for, I think. So I don't know where I'd be at now, but I'd be less happy, that's for sure.
And how have you ended up in the Luxembourg Song Contest? What motivated you to apply and all that sort of thing?
So that's funny. Actually, I was contacted by a producer and a songwriter from Paris, and they already had a song and the concept and everything. And they looked for a Luxembourg singer who lived here. So they contacted me. They had my contact by my singing teacher from Belgium that I did my master's degree with. Um, and they told me, yeah, we have a song. Do you want to sing it? Do you want to send us a test version of the song? So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I loved the idea of the song. I love the project. So I sent them a test video, and yeah, they loved it. So we worked on it together, and well, apparently the production loved the song too. So yeah, now I'm here.
And without giving like too much away about like your song for the selection, because hush hush and all that, what like in generally, what type of music are you wanting to produce going forward? Would it be like ballads, like fast-paced pop? What is the niche that you want to go down from this point?
So the song is quite different than the music I usually sing. So that's really, really interesting for me because I can like develop another part of myself. It's kind of poppy and fun. So yeah, I'm usually more into like soul and rock and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a really refreshing and fun song.
And who are some of the artists that you're normally into and take influence from?
I love like Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, like all the big names of soul music, and also like everything that's new soul, like Christina Aguilera, Jennifer Hudson. That's the artists I listen to a lot.
You've gone from being a music student to a music teacher now.
Yeah.
What, firstly, what was the reaction from like your colleagues, your students when you got picked for LSC?
Oh, they were really, really, really happy for me. Yeah, I just got really, really positive input. Everybody was really, really excited and happy for me. So I'm so happy to have the support of the conservatory, so the music school that I worked for. Yeah, they were really excited for me and they are supporting me and they are asking me every day when the tickets will come out. So I have my little fan club in the corner.
And how has teaching music influenced how you view your own music and your own projects? Has it given you like a different light onto that sort of thing?
Yes, actually yes, because when I practice my singing, sometimes I'll get like blocked and I don't know what to do. And then I ask myself, okay, if I were my student, what would I say to him? And then in a weird way, I always have the answer because when my students have a problem, I always know what to do, what to tell them. I never get out of ideas. So I always ask myself that question. Okay, if it was my student, what would I tell him? And then I talk to myself and I'm like, okay, Laura, now you need to focus on that. And then it goes well. It's really crazy. So it helps me in some way too.
And there any other aspects of like your everyday life that you draw inspiration from when composing, writing music?
Well, now in the moment, I don't compose a lot, but the aspects of my everyday life I write about. Um, well, for now, it's like really, there's just so much going on that I don't have the headspace for that kind of creativity right now. Now it's more into performance, finding like the creative stuff is more into finding the right performance. Yeah, working on my image, stuff like that, more than the songwriting part. That's for later when I have a little more time.
And recently you shared a video of you singing The Smell of Rebellion from Matilda. Is musical theatre
Yeah,
something you do a lot of?
yeah. I love it. The thing I love to do is, well, I love musical theater. Obviously, I talked about soul music. My second love is musical theater. Love it, and especially everything that's like villain roles and stuff like that. I don't know how many villain songs I have already sung, but it's a lot. Yeah, that's something I really, really love too.
If you could play any villain part in the world, which would it be?
I would I would love to play like um Ursula in Ariel. That's I love her. I really love her and I love her songs in the musical. They are quite different than in the Disney movie. There are other songs too in the musical. It's a really fun role, but there are so many. But usually for the villain roles they you need to be a little older. So I need to wait, I think, before I can get a villain role in the musical
And
theater.
what is it that attracts you to the villain type roles?
I don't know. I think they are so much more interesting because there's really a depth in those roles. There's irony in it. It's funny. There's also that villain thing, but it's much more than that. It's not just I'm a villain. It's funny, it's provocative, it's ironic, there's sarcasm. There are so many things that you can like play with. And I don't know, when you're like a Disney princess, you're just a Disney princess. There's not so much
Yeah.
to it. So yeah, I think they are so much more interesting.
Now, if next month Luxembourg Song Contest goes your way, you'll be a Eurovision artist. Has it really sunk in yet that that could be a possibility that could happen to you?
Well, it has not sunken in yet. I think for nobody. And actually, it's in not that long, but I feel like I have so much time left. So I'm like, yeah, we're not there yet. I don't have to think about that right now, but actually, it's really soon.
Yeah. And is Eurovision is something that you have like paid attention to in previous years? Is it something you always watch, or is it just a
Yes,
matter of chance that
especially
you're
when I
here?
was a kid, we always watched it with my family. It was always a night in front of the TV, where everybody was like, okay, I think first place gonna be that one, second place that one, and then we were all like sort of fighting, and it was always really, really cool. In the last few years, I didn't watch it that much anymore. But yeah, it's especially memories of when I was little.
Are there any particular songs that stand out from when you were little watching in front of the TV with the family?
Well, one song I think about, which is not from when I was little, it was from 2 years ago, I think. It's Voilà from Barbara Pravi. It's so beautiful, and actually, I think it doesn't really sound like a typical Eurovision
Not
song.
not at all.
And yeah, right. And usually Eurovision songs, there's like so much going on stage, right? There's dancers performing, lights, like everything. And she was just standing there and singing, and everyone was like, wow. So I think it's really, really powerful when you can capture the attention of people without having so much going on around you, and it's just you captivating people, and just the song in itself, it's really, really beautiful.
How good do you think it is to have Luxembourg back among these things for having been out of it for so long? Now having something for maybe the artists aspiring that maybe your students could work towards in a few years?
Yeah, well, first, I think it's really great for us artists to get that kind of visibility, because here in Luxembourg we don't have that many shows, and like other countries, they have The Voice, they have Got Talent, so you have so many things that if you want to have visibility or do something, well, you can just do it. Here we don't have all of that, so the Luxembourg Song Contest is really a chance for us to get a fan base and to get people following the work that we do, and to get support from people. So that's really, really cool, I think, because there are not so many Luxembourg artists that are like really, really known outside of Luxembourg. So yeah, that's really cool. And then yeah, of course, for my students, it's an inspiration to see that their teacher is like on TV and stuff like that. So yeah, they are really happy, and they want to do that too someday. So yeah, it's motivating for
Are
them.
you going to be playing your performance at the start of every class from that one?
Yeah, well, not quite yet. First the song has to come out, but after that, yeah.
And just before you leave us, is there any message you'd like to get out there? Just anything you want to make known to the world?
Yes, so first I hope that you'll watch our show on the 25th of January. And I really hope that you guys like what I do, and that you will support the Luxembourg Song Contest.
Thank you for the interview and best
Thank
of
you so
luck next
much.
month.
Yes, thank you.